This question is from the lessons Probability and Sets of 2004 O levels. The first question says, it has been found that the probability of a germinating seed at a random from a certain sample of fruits is 7 out of 10, and the probability of bearing fruit in such a plant is 5 out of 8. If a seed is taken as random, what is the probability that it may not germinate? Okay, so the probability of germinating a seed is 7 out of 10. Then the probability of it not germinating would be 1 minus 7 out of 10, which is 3 out of 10. And then draw a tree diagram relevant to the events that it may or may not germinate. Okay, this would be the tree diagram. May germinate, may not germinate. Right, so this would be 7 out of 10 and this branch with 3 out of 10. That's done. Extend the tree diagram that you have drawn to include the events that a plant of a germinating seed bearing or not bearing fruits. So if the seed germinates, there are two probabilities, that would be bearing fruits or not bearing fruits. So only if the plant germinates, then these probabilities will be valid. So we don't have to draw a branch over here. Alright, so we have extended and we have to mark the probabilities. The probabilities are 5 out of 8 for bearing fruit. So the probability for not bearing should be 3 out of 8. Alright, that's also done. Find the probability that it will germinate but the plants will not bear fruits. So we have to go through this path. It will germinate but it will not bear fruits. So we cross these two probabilities. We'll have to take the product of those probabilities. 7 out of 10 into 3 out of 8. So that would be 21 out of 80. This is the probability for a plant, for a seed to germinate and not to bear fruit. Okay, it's done. Now coming to the set question. The Venn diagram given below is drawn to illustrate the number of students out of a group who prefer the games cricket, volleyball and LA. Okay, copy the Venn diagram, so you'll have to copy that into your answer script and include the information, right? The number of students who prefer all three games is 3. So the value in the middle, in the intersection, should be 3. The number of students who prefer cricket is 18. So the whole cricket circle, the total of the cricket circle would be 18. And we can find this region, the value of this region now, because we have all the values required to fill this region. So 3 plus 2 is 5 and then 9, that's 14. So already there's 14 occupied. So the remaining should be 4. Then only this circle would be 18 in total. Okay. The number of students who prefer LA is 26. So this circle, the total of this circle would be 26. The number of students who prefer LA only is 13. Okay. So now this is 13. Now look at this. 13 and 3, that is 16 plus 9, that's 25. Right? But the total should be 26, which means there's one student here who prefers LA and volleyball but not cricket. So he doesn't prefer cricket. He only prefers LA and volleyball. Right. Okay. And then the second question poses that how many students prefer cricket only? So only cricket, that's 14 students. You can also show the working. What did we do? From 18 we subtracted these 3. 18 minus 9 plus 3 plus 2. That would be 4. Right? It's 4. Describe the shaded region in the Venn diagram. We described that. That is students who prefer LA and volleyball. LA and volleyball but not cricket. Right? Okay. That's done. And then Roman number 4, find the number of students who belong to the shaded region. So that is 1. So how did we do it? 26 minus 9 plus 3 plus 13, that would be 1. And then how many students prefer at least 2 of these games? So at least 2 of these games, so students in this region prefer only one game, here to the same and here, but in this region the students prefer 2 games, that's cricket and LA, here cricket and volleyball, and here LA and volleyball. And also in this region they prefer all 3, which means they prefer at least 2 games. So we have to take the sum of all these values. So that would be 9 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2, right? That's 15 students. And that's the end of the 10th question from 2004 O levels.